All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can get joined in here. 1 second. Da, 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 da. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And today we're going to be continuing our discussion on day trading volume. Pump up the volume. And today we're going to be talking about incremental. So incremental volume. We're going to be going over that today. It's a pretty cool tool, a pretty cool feature of volume, and one to definitely take note of. But before we do that, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, well, so we're going to take a look at the market, and then we're going to go over the futures. We're going to see where we're at tonight and where we might be going, and then we'll take a look at the topic, and then we'll go over questions and chart requests. So let's get started here. So here's the SPX, the S&P cash, the S&P 500. So quite a day today. We're down 21 points today, but it was barely a blip on the radar to the downside. So I know that bears like to get excited about it, but I mean this monthly chart is pretty phenomenal right here. I mean, even with the Corona crash, we still have a lot of upper shadows, but here we're just lower shadows. We're pushing ourselves up really nicely here on the monthly chart. I mean, we're really close to all-time highs. Weekly chart, strong candle here over the 30 weekly moving average. Remember, this all started here. The reversal started with this bullish engulfing candle. RSI oversold on the weekly and then worked our way up pretty nicely here. And so again, we have this open gap on the weekly chart. Those are huge targets for price. So we'll see if that can continue. If we can continue to work up and get that gap filled. Daily chart, super duper strong, right? As we've had a epic V reversal right here. And we talked about the V reversal, right? That when you go to the larger time frames, you look for these type of candles to show that that V reversal is in place. And so that's exactly what we're seeing right here. Nice pullback, two pullbacks to the cloud as we're in the choppy season right here, and then we just got this nice breakout here. Once we got over the 200-day moving average, right? There was a battle here, right? It was red, and then it was a hammer, and then it was red, and then it was a hammer, and then it was all over, right? So we're back up here now. So we're getting into a potential gap resistance. We're in some a major drop zone right here. So not surprised to see a little bit of a pullback there off of that. Some selling pressure in that area, but that open gap there is going to be a huge target to get filled, and then from there we're just spitting distance away from all-time highs, right? So the Nasdaq actually hit all-time highs today. Just real quick, let's take a look at the Qs here. So the Nasdaq hit all-time highs thanks to the likes of Apple, Amazon, Netflix. I mean, just so much strength in that sector today. So pretty cool stuff. So SPL, let's take a look at the price action here intraday. So we could see that it was kind of an interesting move, and we gapped down, right? So the SPX was down 25 points today. Okay, so this did not get the same type of bullish behavior that the Qs did, that the Nasdaq did. Even though Apple is highly weighted on the SPX, Amazon is highly weighted on the SPX, there was still a lot of other stuff that was generally kind of weak, right? The banks, they were pretty weak today. Some other things were kind of dragging it down a little bit, but it kept on trying and it kept on pushing, and it actually did pretty good. It got over the 15 orb and then kind of came down at the close, and it's relatively kind of choppy day. But if you were focusing on tech, it was just an incredible day today. So here's the levels that we provide to our members before each market opens. So you can see here that it was a gap down. We tested a lot of these other levels. We filled a closing gap, an older closing gap right here. So that was good. So it basically did its job and then worked its way up, got to the next levels up, got through this key level right here, got to the 15 orb high, back down, kind of retested, nice reversal candle right here, got back to a major daily pivot level right here, back down, up again, upper shadow, and then down. So it was pretty cool. So we actually pointed this out on our live stream at the close today, a couple of these down moves. We showed this today intraday, and of course we caught a lot of great stuff this morning. In tech, Apple, AMD, just Nvidia, Netflix, just incredible morning this morning. So good. So let's take a look and see what the futures are up to here this evening. Whoa, okay, so they're up 17 points already, so pretty cool stuff. So we had a couple zones right here that we were contending with when we look at the futures, right? So this was a prior rally zone right here, so that became resistance today. 1-2 drops off of that, and then like we just saw there on the SPX, we pushed down a little bit and then a little bit down further after hours, and then into the open session, we started to work our way back up. So right now we're seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, and what that's doing is it's giving us a nice upward trend line to look at and to look forward to into tomorrow. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Fed Day, so FOMC meeting tomorrow, including the press conference. So 2 o'clock is the rate announcement, if there is an adjustment or if they're going to stay the same. And then at 2:30 is the press conference with Mr. Powell, and so we'll see how that goes into tomorrow and what that has in store for the market. So my guess, I imagine he's probably going to try not to do whatever he can to mess up this massive recovery right here. But you never know. You never know. So we'll see how it goes with Fed. So a lot of times tomorrow we may see some chop. Going in, we might see the morning moves, the usual morning moves. And we might, by 10 o'clock, a lot of times we see a lot of chop after that until 2. So if you see that tomorrow, don't be surprised because we'll be waiting for the Fed announcement. So that's what's going on there. So let's see how it goes. Futures looking pretty strong after a little bit of a pullback today, and as the S&P is catching up to the Nasdaq right now. So cool stuff. Good. All right. So today we're going to be continuing our discussion on day trading volume, and today we're going to be talking about incremental volume. So this is the situation. You can kind of see it on this little graphic right here behind incremental. You see how this volume here is increasing incrementally, right? So increasing volume, it's growing incrementally. That's important, right? So, or it can be. And so, one of the things that's one of the things that we look at when we're looking for strength in a position, especially for a swing position, if it makes sense to get in, because sometimes we do see a breakout candle. Like let's take a look at Beyond. Okay, so Beyond's a good example. Sometimes we see a big breakout candle like this, but it's kind of a one-day move, right? So we didn't see incremental volume rising. We didn't see volume rising or minute, right? We had like kind of low volume, a little bit here, and then low volume, and then boom, we popped out of nowhere. And it happened to be a huge candle. So for day trade wise, if you catch that on the intraday, right? We talked about this yesterday. If you catch that on the intraday, it's a great day trade. But what did we say yesterday? I said, with this candle is really big, we'll probably get an inside day. I drew it right here, right? The potential inside day. And there we go. We got an inside day today. But we did pretty much hold the 50% of the range. And so now let's see if that can build from there. A huge candle like that is extended over the average true range of the stock is usually gets a rest after it. But if you get a decent one like this, right, like this candle right here, and this was through earnings, of course, but it did get nice follow through the upside. But even before that, we had this candle that got a little bit of follow through the upside. But one of the things that we like here is look what was happening with the volume as we got into this breakout zone, right? So we had low volume right here, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, right? Inside day, a little bit lower, higher volume. There's your breakout candle right there, and then you got that move, right? So this is that volume is showing you that a move is getting ready to happen, right? Now this was a big one here on Beyond recently. So like one of my friends like to say is that elephants can't fit through doorways, and I think it's a great illustration of it, right? So like big money can't hide, right? So it's like, okay, if we're starting to see volume really raising up, and you actually started to see a bit here, but once we saw this on Beyond, right, we had a little bit bigger volume, and then more than double, right? This is like 5 times the volume this day, right? This day was 2 million, this one was 12 million, right? So 6 times the volume on this one. Something's going on, right? So that was a breakout candle, but then we had more volume here. And then we had volume here, and then volume here, right? Something's really going on. And then the next day, even if you waited for this candle, right, then you caught these 2 days right here, which is just epic on Beyond, right? So you can't hide. You can't hide from that incremental volume. And this not only happens on the daily chart, but it also happens on the intraday, right? So we saw this actually happen a lot recently. So we saw, what do we see? NKLA, right? This is the Nicola, right? So this is a big one that happened recently, right? So we see this volume starting to kind of come in, incrementally like this huge, rising volume, higher, right? So there's a big push right there, then it consolidated a little bit and then gave you a huge move up. This doesn't look like a big move, but it's from $50 to $73, and then you got that follow through into the next day and to today, a good place to take profit at the open. Right, and then it kind of drifted up. That was huge, right? You start to see that going on. We see this a lot in stocks that are getting ready to move on the intraday, especially on the smaller term time frames. Right? If you go to the 5-minute chart, you can really see it. Right, so 1 minute can get a little bit choppy in there, but you really start to see this volume start to amp up. right? So you could have even got in before that big move right here. It's just like boom, 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 right? Something's going on, right? So that's just definitely something to keep an eye on, right? And we see it happen a lot intraday. And we've done discussions on it before, but it's a very important topic to look at, especially, it's good on the intraday, right? We'll see it happen a lot. I mean, Roku a couple weeks ago, had a good ramp up intraday. Let's see, I can't really. It had a good ramp up intraday a couple weeks ago, but to really give it a push, you can kind of see yesterday here, like boom, 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 right? Give that move, then it gave you a triangle, and then it really started working its way up. So that volume really gives you a clue in the intraday. But again, it's particularly helpful on the daily if you're looking for a more than just sort of like a one overnight move. You want to see that volume really start to plow in, and when it does, you got to take notice. And sometimes it does happen after earnings, right? Sometimes it does happen after earnings, right? You see this big move right here. You get a move after earnings, but then it's still continuing to go, and then that's where Roku hit its all-time high after that big volume push, even after earnings. There was really a lot of interest going on in there, and then that's your cause, and this is your effect, right? So pretty cool stuff. So that is that's the volume composite there, both applied on the daily and the intraday. So at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to play those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good. So Shirley sent in a few via email here, so let's take a look at those. So Shirley's got some great ones on here. So Amazon, kind of a big deal, right? So you can see here that we had incremental volume coming up on Amazon, right? Right, and then we got that beautiful follow through today. Now it could still be increasing volume, but what a great move to all-time highs. We really can't complain there. This happened again with Amazon here, right? See that nice 3 days of volume really rising right there, and that's where it gave that big move here. On Amazon. So Amazon's still looking good, Shirley. Upward trend line, so a little bit of an upper shadow there. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of consolidation, but if it wants to keep going, who knows? Maybe Amazon to the 3,000, right? So good. CETX, yeah, big move on that one. Good volume that came in today. Upper shadow on that one. A little bit of a cheap one, but nice find on that. SWBI. Again, good one there too. Nice move here. This is even before earnings, so that's looking pretty strong right there. Again, Smith and Wesson, it makes sense, right? After all the shenanigans here. So you got that AbbVie. All right, so AbbVie looking pretty good. Inside day yesterday, decent candle today. Again, still holding trend on the way up, so looking pretty good here. Let me get the trend line tool up there. So that's looking good. Okay, so yep, still holding trend. Inside day up today with some decent volume today as well. And then FireEye. So FireEye is looking pretty good. This is one that we pointed out not too long ago, right? We pointed this one out as something that was looking interesting for potential swing because the inside action, the intraday action was looking pretty interesting on it, and it eventually did get some nice follow through to the upside on this one. You can see look at this volume coming in here, right? So it was serious, right? And then today, big push, got to the 200 day. So it got profiled today on CNBC as well, I think, and then it actually pulled down off of that. But a lot of activity on that, huge volume on that today, and made it up to the 200 day. So good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at Netflix. Yeah, so Netflix, it really did it today. It really did good today. Not only was it awesome at the open, and then gave it a decent daily candle here, but today was a breakout day out of the trend box, right? So it was downtrending for a while. It gave us some nice short opportunities, right? And look at that, increasing volume, incremental volume. And then today, great volume here on the breakout of the trend box. So if the market is strong tomorrow, Netflix is definitely one we want to see if it'll get some continuation to the upside. So let's take a look at that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to add that to the bullish game plan into tomorrow. Okay, 1 second. Tomorrow's Wednesday already. Okay, so Netflix on the radar. Good. Good. Oh, we got some earnings for tonight too. We had Chewy, GME, Lake, a couple other ones. I know you guys like Lake. So I know you've been tracking that for a while. So nice move on earnings for that one. So good. Yeah, Netflix definitely getting stronger. So good stuff. Good find, Mike. The Nest, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you are well. Tilray. Yeah, so Tilray, they tried today. It got a little, some decent option activity today. It gave a little bit of a push, but really just couldn't get over the after hours highs right here, and then just kind of reversed off of that today. This kind of looks like a fractal version of what it did on the daily chart, a year or so back. But inside day today with an upper shadow. So again, it's still struggling to get over this pivot level right here. So definitely want to keep an eye on to see if they can get some more volume to push over that one. ZYME. Still getting tight, still waiting for that one to move. Huge range on that one, but I like that you're continuing to monitor it. CDLX, okay move today, lower volume, upper shadows, just kind of hanging out there. ESTC, a little inside day there, still sandwiched between the 8 and the 21 days. So let's see if that contraction will lead to some expansion. It looks like it liked a previous inside day for a move, inside day for a move. Those tight ones, it seems to like that. So let's see how that does there. BJ. Okay, try to give a little bit of push over the 80 MA, but an upper shadow off of it today, and some increased volume on that one. So actually looking a little bit bearish, like it does want to come back down and potentially test the 21 days. So we're actually going to put that on the short radar for tomorrow. But again, it's still, overall this is a nicely weighted stock, and it could actually just be working on a larger bull flag. So, but it may come back down and test the bottom of it. So looking okay there. And then Sam, cheers. Nice move right there off of the 21 day. I know we looked at it yesterday, so good. I got a good pop off of that lower shadow and then back to the 8 day on that one. Great find. Macy's, yeah, so we looked at that yesterday. Had a nice pop after hours on the funding news. Ended up gapping up and then really just kind of reclaiming a lot of that range today. Big volume on that one to the downside as it took the inside day down. I think people just got kind of tired of it, couldn't get over the cloud, and kind of dropped that there today. So let's see what it does. It's got a gap below. That actually does look pretty interesting going into tomorrow. So let's see if retail, like you saw, BJ's pulling back, Macy's pulling back, so maybe some money flowing out of retail here, and clearly back into tech today. ABT. Let's take a look at Abbott Laboratories, pull up some data for me here. Okay, yeah, so like we said yesterday, it was a good candle, right, but the volume wasn't there, and so we got a little bit of pullback here today, so not surprised to see that. Again, I really want to see it kind of pop above this geometric line here from that 100 and this level right here with some good volume to see if it's ready to make a move. Beyond, we just kind of talked about that today, we talked about it yesterday, right, big candle, not surprised to see the inside day, so could be just consolidating here, maybe trying to gear up for another move. J&J. Last time I looked at this thing, it was still choppy. Yeah, still in the chop zone right there. Possible big flag it's working on, but needs to break out of there one way or the other. And then Chug. Wow, that's actually looking even more bearish. It is still holding onto this geo line right here. We can adjust this geo line a little bit here based on yesterday's low. There. So let's see if it holds that. And if not, we might see a push down a little bit farther. Maybe the cloud, maybe the 50 day. But that 80 MA looks like it's about to cross the 21 on that one. And then ZEK, what's going on? Piton. Yes, Piton actually had a pretty good day today. I can't almost see what the daily chart is. Yeah, so pretty nice, almost a morning star type reversal right here. It got to the top of this this kind of flag idea that we were working with. So it had a great day intraday. One quick pullback at the open and then really launched, held your 80 MA the whole way. And decent candle right there. So let's see if we get some more follow through the upside on that one. Again, this is a lot of folks, a lot of institutions have some interest in this one. Virgin Galactic inside day today on space. So see how that hold stays down a little bit, but see if we can push over that inside day and get back into the cloud. I heard this morning there's a stake out there. A big activist investor is buying it. So let's see if that gets any more action on that one. Oxy was pretty interesting. So pushed down pretty hard at the open. The oil was pulling back. Airlines were pulling back. Then a lot of them bounced off the lows. What I like about Oxy is it pushed down, right, and it filled the gap. It filled this open gap right here and then gave you a lower shadow back up. So let's see if that can continue to try to work its way up on that one. AMAT hanging in there, right? So it's still above the 8 day. This might be forming, like kind of a mini flag right here. So let's see if that could hold here. It is above its upward trend line. So generally bullish until proven otherwise on that one. And then next you got Cody. Yes, Cody, a little bit of issues there. I think they had some news out the other day, but anyway, inside day here, as it is basically just trying to hang on to the cloud. So a little bit of blah on that one with a gap below. MGM, okay, it did a little bit of a bounce today. The casinos tried today, but not much there. but it is still hanging in there. So it's still holding its 80 MA, which is over the 21, which is over the 50. So generally looking pretty okay. Good. Andrew, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so beyond, again, pretty interesting stuff. It seems like a big down move, right? So it was a huge candle yesterday. We talked about this yesterday on the live stream. One of the things we just wanted to caution about, right? It was good volume, but it wasn't really like that incremental type volume. And we did profile this one here at the intro. But this big candle here is kind of like a little out of character. So anytime you see a huge candle like that, a lot of times we do get a little bit of consolidation. So you can see I drew it right here last night. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little inside day today. So it did hold, and it held the 50% range. So let's see if that can kind of build from there, and maybe work on like a flag pattern or a pennant or something like that. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Kim, what's going on? I hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was great. So KHC, that had some strength today, right? So at least for a little bit. Let's see what ended up finishing. Yesterday was the big day for KHC. Inside day today. So huge volume on this candle. I like this, right? So the volume was rising here, and then it gave you a nice candle. It gave you that pop yesterday, and then it gave you the inside day today. So it just kind of was like, choppy, sloppy here today. But it is, tight triangle right there. So see if that breaks one way or the other going into tomorrow. So nice find on that one. And the GAN, yep, absolutely. So GAN. Inside day there. We talked about that a little bit. Still holding the 80 MA. It's up 15 cents here, but let's see if we can get over those geometric levels right there and see where it goes from there. So you can kind of maybe just put like a little triangle on it. But so see if that holds. Otherwise, your 21 days below on that one. And then Chewy. So Chewy. So huge candle today going into earnings. Let's see how it acted after hours. Chewy likes to just kind of chop around. So after earnings, and that's what it's doing right here. So it gave a big move up, big move down, and kind of is in the middle of the range here. A little triangle right here going into tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. But this has definitely been a fun one to trade recently. It's given a lot bigger candles, and definitely want to keep on the radar. It's on a few ETFs now, so let's kind of keep an eye on it and see how it goes after earnings tomorrow. Right now it's at $50, right? So it's barely, after hours, so it's barely like gapping down at all. So we'll see if they chop it tomorrow, if we get a move. But don't forget tomorrow's Fed day too, so it might be choppy anyway. Anki, what's going on? Doing good. Hope you're doing well. Thoughts on Boeing? So Boeing finally got a little bit of a down move. Had a great breakout candle right here. Right, we've been waiting for this thing to move, so it broke out on news, got some nice follow through the next day, and then some nice follow through on Friday. And then anybody brave enough to continue to hold that got some nice follow through into today or yesterday, and then today just kind of pulled back a little bit. But it is holding the cloud, so let's see if it can hold that into tomorrow as well. I'd like to see it get over Monday's highs to try to push its way up, maybe make a fight up into this gap right here. So we'll see how it goes on Boeing. Work. Double inside day. So let's see how that goes. Gap down after earnings. It hasn't really moved much since then, but we know how much this one likes to chop. So it might just be in the chop zone, but always watch a double inside day to see if you can get a break one way or the other. Very, very significant candles right there. So good stuff on that. OVV. Yep, big candle yesterday. Remember, decreased volume on it, so it ended up pulling back a little bit on it, but huge candle the day before for the nice follow through yesterday. Roku, pretty decent today. It was up 30 cents, but they really did a good job buying the dip on this one today. Huge candle yesterday, right? Big move yesterday, big trend move yesterday, and then a pullback this morning, but wow, they bought the dip today. So that is showing some nice strength on it. So again, we've got a trend box here based on today, so let's see if we can get and close above those highs, which would be above the cloud too, and then eventually try to make a push up to that 200-day moving average at about 125. MDB. How's this one doing? Another upper shadow at the 21-day. It's not looking too good. Obviously, anything could happen here, but this type of reversal candle here off of an inside day, and especially off the 21-day, might come back and want to test that inside day low. So just keep an eye on that one. JP Morgan. JP Morgan. Yeah, so this is kind of like the weak parts of the S&P right here. So JP Morgan. Kind of interesting move right there. I thought we had it on the game plan yesterday on the short. No. But inside day yesterday, it kind of worked its way down here today. It's still holding this gap. It defended this gap right here, but a breakdown below today's lows could bring it back down to the cloud, and then you got a rising 80 MA right there, so it might come back and test that too. So kind of keep an eye on that going forward. So good stuff. DA, what's going on? Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. John J, good evening. Thanks for making it. X-Country Kev, what's going on? Let's take a look at Shop. Shopify. So Shopify with the Shopify. So inside day yesterday, and really just kind of in this trend box right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Shop had an epic move up, right? So now it's just kind of chilling, right? It's kind of hanging out here in the trend box. So see how it goes. It gave a nice reversal off of that harmonic that we did here, that we projected here when we were doing our harmonic session. So it gave a nice move off of that. And right now it's just kind of chopping around there. But if it breaks down below these lows, we might see another push down. But right now it's just kind of hanging out in there. Look at that double inside week on Shopify. So it's a Shopify right now. But next week if we close with that double inside week, we might see some more action on this one going into next week. Which way, I don't know, but we'll just kind of keep track and see if it breaks out of the trend box one way or the other. J-Moss, what's going on? Good evening. Yep, beyond. So inside day, as we kind of talked about, we kind of thought it might do yesterday, so it's kind of doing that right now, hanging out. But let's see if that can continue to consolidate there, maybe give a pennant pattern or something like that for a breakout later. Apple, huge move today. Great day today on Apple. And all-time highs, holding trend. King Apple back on top. Hexo. Okay. Good candle yesterday. This was the resistance that we talked about. That pivot level right there. We talked about it yesterday. It got above it a little bit, and look what it did. It came right back off of it. So nice place to grab profit up here, raise stops, and good move. But huge volume candle on that one yesterday on the Hexo. And then SLG. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-doo. Cool. Yeah, so this one here, big candle yesterday as well. Just couldn't get any follow through on this one. Tough one, a little kind of a tough trading name right there, but a little bit of a pullback today. But let's see if we continue to hold these levels here as potential support. If it can, right, might consolidate. Maybe the way it's kind of acting, it might kind of chop a little bit and then try to give a move out. So see how that goes on that one for you. But good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in again, man. Always appreciate it. Jay Schwartz, what's going on? Yeah, Roku. It's getting there. Kind of based on its pullback today, gave you a little bit of a trend box move right there. So let's see if we can push over those highs, get out of the cloud, and make a move to the 200-day on that one. Let's take a look at V. Yeah, a couple decent moves intraday today. I mean, this is just kind of a slow, choppy grinder, right? It's working its way up, but it's tough to trade, right? Gave a nice move at the open, then just kind of chopped around for a little bit on it today. So but it's okay. It's hanging in there. It's working. It's doing it. So DA, what's going on? So IWM. Have I been meaning? I must have forgot it today. Yeah, I don't think I looked at the item. I meant to talk it on the videos today. Just overlooked it. But yeah. So kind of interesting move on IWM, right? This is the big lagger here with the rest of the market, right? But it gave a nice move up, got over the 200-day, gave a decent candle yesterday, but decreased volume, right? And then gapped down a little bit here today, but it is still holding trend. So let's see if we can continue to do that if the market remains strong. Eventually we'll get some rotation in that one. SBCE inside day at the cloud. So let's see how it holds there. DKNG. It's a good one to keep an eye on, right? So lower shadow yesterday. Did get back above the 80 MA on that one. NCLH. Again, similar type stuff yesterday. You got a nice green candle on that one, but decreasing volume on it. So a little bit of a pullback on that, but it seems to be hanging in there still over the 80 MA on that one. CRM. Wow, really just chopping a lot since earnings right here. So it's in this big kind of zone right now. So let's see if we can get out of that chop zone and give us some volume to get out of this thing. And then Coca-Cola. There we go. A little bit of again, similar type stuff right there. A little bit of a doji yesterday, decreased volume, came back a little bit, still in the 80 MA, still over the cloud, kind of in a chop zone. Might be starting a larger cup and handle type pattern. Right, here's your cup. Potential handle, and then try to work its way out of that. But it's a good one to look at there. Good consumer staple if the market decided to get its weak again. And Pepsi's doing the same thing, just chopping around as well. So it's holding the 50-day double inside day from yesterday. And gave a great move up today. Some of our members actually capitalized on this move here at the end of the day, which is pretty cool. But let's see what it does. It's still under the 200-day. I'd like to see you get above it on that one. So good stuff. Yeah, getting into summer vine. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and T right in the middle of a run-up. Let's take a look. Could be, yeah. So it's definitely has been in the accumulation period down here. It's starting to do a little bit of a markup. So nice break out of the cloud, retested the cloud. So let's see if we can try to let's give the 200-day potential. Let's see if we can do that. Definitely keep an eye on it. It's been popping up on the radar a bunch. And DA, by the way, MGM has had good news put out. Good. Let's take a look. So, yeah, up a little bit after hours here, and let's take a look here and see what they say. MGM Resorts and summer reopening. Oh, okay. Luxor, Mandalay Bay, Aria. Good. Yeah, so some good news on that. Yeah, so keep an eye on that one tomorrow. See if we get some good upside movement. Good stuff. Thanks for the info. The Nest, Kroger, KR. Wow, look at that. Look how choppy sloppy that one is. It is still working on it, right? You got this geo line right here. We need to get above it from that high to that peak, that guy right there. So definitely a big triangle pattern. We looked at this recently. Just, it is just getting super duper tight here, guys. So wouldn't be surprised if Kroger made a move. But look at the apex of this triangle happens to correspond right with earnings right there. So a little bit risky going into that one. But see if it gives you a breakout. Maybe it'll give you a little bit of an earnings run or something like that. Bagish, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. ZS. The Z-Scaler. Yeah, pretty decent right there. Double inside day down. Gave you a couple lower shadows here off of the ADMA, and then a little bit of a pop-up today. Upper shadow into that double inside day range again. So just be careful with that as potential resistance, right? So it might come back, retest the ADMA again, and then we'll see what it does from there. So good stuff. Royal, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a great day too. Yeah, let's take a look at Baba. Baba. So decent move today, right? They definitely bought the dip on this one today. It just, intraday it was a little bit tricky, right? All the move was from the open, right? And they just kept on chopping. We looked for a potential breakout move right here today. Intraday today we pointed out a little bit of scalpy type move. I like the volume that came in late in the day, and it just didn't get any more movement off of that one. So we'll see. But these names are really risky. But it is kind of working on a really tight cup pattern right here. You kind of look at it maybe as like a sideways-ish cup and handle this way. So big cup, smaller handle, two small handles right there, and a possible attempt to the upside. It needs some good news. We need like some, I don't know, positive trade deal news or something like that. So to get that one going on. AMD, thank you for mentioning the huge one today. This is a big one in the group for us here. Today, nice inside day up. It was also an inside week up, right? So, this is a great move right here. So over that 54 level today was such a key level on the intraday. Here's your 54. Once you got above that, there's your inside week up, right? And it just drifted up just so nicely there and drifted up nicely after hours as well. So, but yeah, huge candle today. Now, I wouldn't be, I can imagine that we get a bit of a gap up there, but just watch out at 57. We got a couple pivot levels here that are pretty major on AMD. But today was just some great buying on it. It was such a fun one today. And then EA was pretty strong today. ATVI was pretty strong today on the gaming stocks. So decent move up there off of the 21-day and through the ADMA, trying to work its way up here. The volume's a little bit but and these ones are tough to trade, but it did have some good intraday movements on it. Some good stuff there. Tracy, what's going on? Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Tesla. So Tesla. Doing okay. Doji day today. It's getting a little bit messy here. Let me get a clean chart for you. Tesla is working its way up. It's definitely in the context of an uptrend, right? And some could argue it's maybe working on like a rising wedge type pattern, but either way, it is still bullish until proven otherwise, right? And today it gave you a little bit of a doji. It hasn't quite closed above these highs, but it could be working on. This looks very similar to Apple, what Apple did recently. So let's just kind of see if it does. A little doji day. Maybe we get a doji sandwich up tomorrow on Tesla. So that could be definitely something to look at there. And then Microsoft, pretty decent, right? So Microsoft had a nice move today. It's right near all-time highs. It gave a couple decent moves intraday today. We pointed this one out in the group here. A little bit of a pop to the upside on that one, which ended up being pretty good. And then decent close. So it's really, really close to tagging those fresh highs. Really amazing move. Big cup and handle potential on that one. So good ones, Tracy. Appreciate it. Heather, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Apple. Great job on Apple today. Fantastic work. Good move here, right, guys? I mean, this thing got to all-time highs and just continuing to push its way up. Today was an Apple a day. Just incredible stuff, right? Big move at the open. Consolidate here inside 15. Worked its way up here. Triangle up. Held the 80 the entire time, until the end of the day, and gave you, super all-time highs and just a great move on Apple today. Good volume today too. Fantastic. And then AMD today was just incredible. I know you guys did great. Just really, really impressed today. So this is we're just having fun. We have fun at the open. And it's great. Big move on AMD. I mean, just unexpected move. It does it occasionally. we skilled out on it today, right? So big one there, big candle there, and AMD just did it today. It was just great. Sometimes it just gives you those candles. I love it. So today was one of those days on AMD, just launched. Just a squeeze day. So good stuff. Healthy, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at play. So play, hanging in there. It got a pretty decent move the other day, right? Yeah, some big volume coming in, right? Nice increasing volume. Got a good move up here. Just couldn't get any farther than this right here. I mean, no real reason. There was some, selling pressure in this area right here, but it's kind of consolidating nicely. It's holding the 80 MA. It does have earnings coming up pretty soon, so let's just see how it holds on that one. And then NVAX. How's this thing doing? Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of hanging in there. Still kind of doing this flag type thing, upper shadow right here, but sandwich here between the 8 and the 21. So a little bit tough there, but let's see if we can kind of grow from there. So good stuff. And Snake, what's going on? Ola, thanks for tuning in. NIO, the Neo. Wow, this thing is epic. This thing just keeps on going. Incredible. I guess it's just riding on the coattails of that Nicola one, but it's been going anyway. I mean, just such a great move since earnings, right? Had like 2 consolidation days, 3 consolidation days, and then a big move today. Great job on that. That thing can play on some options right there. Shop is still kind of chopping around there in the trend box, and then ZS. Trying to work its way back up. It is holding the 80 MA, but again, remember that double inside day right there? So just be careful with that as potential resistance. It's kind of a tricky area right here. So we may see just some kind of this type of slop for a little bit, and then it might give you a couple moves right here. But it's hanging in there. It's holding on to the 80 MA, so that's good. And it's over the 21, so always good. Anki, what's going on? Yeah, so ZI. Let's take a look. Zoom info. Yeah, maybe people think it's Zoom. So anyway, nice move off of that one. Inside day up. So that's actually going pretty good. Normally you see a nasty moves after the IPO, but it's doing okay there. And then the Warner Music is hanging in there as well. That ZI looks pretty interesting. Yeah, usually with these, we like to, if you get options available on it, right, obviously that's always a good thing. But one of the things you like with these is just the breakout over the IPO high. Another thing you can do is you can actually go back and take the 15 orb high from the IPO, which is usually the high of the day anyway, and that 15 orb usually gives you a move once you break above it intraday. So you can see how that played out here, right? This is usually like kind of a first couple day strategy on it. So that goes here, boom, you get that move off of that, right? And then it continued to work its way up off of that. So it's up a little bit after hours here. So, but yeah, nice couple days on the ZI, and then same with the WMG. We haven't quite approached those levels yet, right? So if you look here, your fit. Well, actually, we're okay. Yeah, here's your original 15 orb high on that one, which is this line right here. So you actually got a nice move off of that day, and some follow through. So it's kind of retesting those levels initially right here. This is kind of a big level for it, right? Held. So we keep on getting higher lows right here. So let's see if we can keep giving you those higher lows and keep working its way back up on it. So it could be pretty interesting. But yeah, usually those 15 orb levels can be very interesting, or the high of the day, and sometimes they're the same thing. So good stuff. Let's see, I'm skipping around here for a little second here. Yeah, good. So healthy, yeah, MRO. Let's take a look. The MRO. Yeah, Marathon Oil. Let's take a look. So look at that. I like how it kind of kept the zoom on that one here. All right, good. So let's zoom out a little bit on this. Yeah, so MRO oil took a little bit of a hit today. Got a little bit moved down. It was looking a little extended there with that Dragonfly Doji, and it also came right into this drop zone right here, right? So we got a little bit of a pullback off of that, a little bit of an open gap down here. So let's see if that gets filled, and then an open gap here. But generally, it's still kind of hanging in there. It is above the clouds, so that's a good thing. The next XRX. Let's take a look. So the Z-Rocks. Let's take a look. Yeah, try to get a move into the cloud, but it's still range bound. This thing probably will move eventually, right? But it's still really stuck in this range. So definitely keep an eye on it, right? So here's your markdown accumulation period, right? There's definitely some volume coming in, and then we'll just wait for the markup period, right? See when it can do that. So, it needs to break out first. It needs to give us some clues. LVGO. Hanging in there a bit, kind of bull flagging right there, but it's a lot of upper shadows, makes it really, really tricky. Pins, Again, some upper shadows right there. Did try to make a move today, but not too much off of that. MGM again, we looked at a little bit earlier. Some good news on opening more of their casinos. But again, let's see if it can kind of hold the ADMA and work its way back to the 200 on that one. ABMD. Hanging in there, yeah. Never gave us that bull flag on that one, so still really working its way up pretty nicely. So holding trend pretty well. So let's see if we can continue to do that. Looks like we have a kind of a key level up here. So it's it's looking pretty good. So far so good. This might be we were estimating a flag on it at some point, so that never really happened here. But it might be doing it here. So just kind of keep an eye on it. But it is holding trend pretty nicely. Good. And then FTCH. Hanging in there inside day, holding the ADMA. Looking pretty good right there. So see if I continue to work its way up. See if we push over today's highs. Good to see you, Abby. Thanks for tuning in. Cool one. Hey, yeah, let's take a look at Ping. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, inside day on that one, Abby. Ping, upper shadow off of those. So just be careful with that. Try to make a breakout. Put in a high, but couldn't close. Couldn't close the deal today. And then net. Hanging in there. Wow, really super duper choppy on this one. But it did give a move. A little bounce off the 21 day on that one. So good. The Nest, yeah, AMD so strong. Wouldn't be surprised for a little bit of consolidation on it, but it is drifting up nicely after hours. So it's let's see if we can continue. I love the inside week up on that. And then Kroger, I think we just looked at that one already, but super duper tight triangle, right? So the apex of that triangle comes in right about earnings time. John J, Intel. Give me Intel and Intel. So the Intel was great, right, recently. Remember, like, the other day at the open, right, it gave us a nice, momentum move up on a great candle right here. No follow-through, right? So it kind of got here, a couple days ago, gave you an upper shadow, and this kind of came back in a little bit. Cisco did the same thing, too. Cisco gave this huge breakout. It's finally getting above this level right here. That was like this huge breakout candle that just chopped around forever, and now it's finally above it right here. Just a tough hold right there, but it never broke down below the size of that candle, and then now it's up above it again. So just took about a week or so. So yeah, but good stuff. Nice one on Intel. Michael, 20 chart requests. Too much, man. Nice. The Nest win. Yeah, kind of down with the other casinos there as well. Let's just kind of see how it holds, right? Kind of the hype of opening up is there, so now they got to maybe report some numbers and maybe actually kind of report that, hey, people are actually showing up or something like that, right? Sage getting really tight in there too. Then has lots of bad setups. It's okay though, but at least you're tracking it, right? That's what you want to do, because sometimes you can see a bad setup like Sage, right? It's like doing nothing, right? But it's got this trend. But if you don't look at it, you come back and look at it like a week later, it's like, oh, it broke out and moved, right? Just like your Chef. Like those moves, Cake, all these ones that that y'all waited on, they finally gave the moves. I know you guys have been looking at Lake a lot recently. Like, Lake is one that was pretty interesting, right? This thing was just doing nothing forever, right? And then today, it's kind of starting to move up here. But today, it's going to be gapping up here to 20 tomorrow, or it's at 23. My goodness, this thing's going to be huge on this gap up tomorrow. So this type of cheapo name, for lottos into earnings, you can consider these, right? Because it's just like not a lot of volume on it. That gap up's going to be huge. So anyway, good stuff on that one. Who knows if there's going to be any interest on it? But anyway, good stuff on that. Good, yeah, all good. And then John J, PFSI. Yeah, all the big moves today were in kind of like those high beta tech names today, so just most of the go-to list type stuff. Yeah, but PennyMac doing okay there, hanging in there, holding on to the ADMA, looking okay. The Nest can't find any good calls. Yeah, I mean, that was, today was tech, just kind of watching the semis, so we'll see if AMD gets a follow through tomorrow. Roku could be interesting going in tomorrow. Other than that, it's all good. It always helps to take a look at it. And then healthy, yeah, let's take a look. So Facebook's looking pretty strong too, if this chart will pull up for us here. So Facebook, a little bit of a push right there, hitting really close to all-time highs as it got above the upper trend line today. ACB, good candle yesterday, right? But needed some follow-through. Couldn't get the follow-through today, but it's still holding the ADMA on that one. This sector got, it had a great day. It was just kind of up and down though. And then Bausch with an inside day today too. So, but it is kind of slowly working its way up. Good stuff. So, Michael, the Visa June 215 call lotto to complete the V. Nice. Good stuff. Yeah, so V doing okay, just kind of chopping around its way up, but it would be nice if it could, give that the whole V reversal for V. So get to the 215s. I like it. So good. The Nest, I think with the high short interest, high accumulation players on M, it should push. I don't know, man. They pushed it down pretty hard today. They really body slammed it today. It might be down for the count. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They really pushed it down pretty hard. If it can defend this gap, it'll be okay, right? But it's tough. Retail's tough, man. And it did it got funding, but it's like $4.5 billion of debt, right? They got a lot of work to do to make up for that. So it's still below $10. It just couldn't hold above it. So we'll see. We'll see what it does here. See if we can get back out of the cloud. It just hasn't got out of the cloud yet. John, intermittent hum on the audio. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if anybody else is hearing that, but it might be just something in the background. Got another computer running in the background. It could be that. So, or we'll see. Let me know if anybody's is hearing it. But apologize if it's messing up your audio. Toa, what's going on? Cop. Let's take a look. ConocoPhillips. Let's see if that'll get loaded up here for us. There we go. Yeah, so a lot of these kind of reversal candles right here, reversal patterns right here. Here's kind of like 3-star pattern right here off of a 3 dojis, sort of, off of the 200 day. So, oil had a great run the last couple days, and it's just kind of pulling back a little bit. It is still holding the ADMA on that one, so kind of see how that goes going forward. I did like the recovery on Oxy today. That was looking pretty good. FLWS, doing okay here on flowers.com. So, Mother's Day recently, maybe had a run up there into Mother's Day, right, and then kind of pulled back a little bit. So we'll see how that goes here. It's kind of triangulating a little bit, so see if it'll give you a breakout one way or the other. And then, Michael Nicola. So, so it's hanging in there. So, we thought it was going to hit 100 yesterday. Ended up hitting 93.99, so pretty close with a little reversal. But, huge reversal candle off of today. So let's see how it goes, see if we can continue to build from there. And then VRM. Vroom, vroom. So looking pretty good right there. So this is a first move on this one, right? So this is, what is it? Online auto retail business. Yeah, so Carvana rival. So it's rivaling Carvana. But nice move on that one today. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on. So keep an eye on today's highs, guys. I really like to play IPOs, right? A breakout over today's highs could give a momentum move to the upside. And then Tracy, you got CRWD. Okay, nice move there. Inside day, still holding the ADMA, so see if we can break over those inside day highs and try to work its way up on that one. And then LRCX. A little bit slow movement on that one. Yeah, looking okay. This could be a potential bull flag on this one here. So very, very smooth moves right there. So here, this could be your flag. So let's see if it gives you a breakout and gives you another push to the upside on that one, on LRCX. So good stuff. Abhishek, what's going on? Yeah, Nicola. So NKLA. So just a huge move here, guys. I mean, this is just a inside candle up, big move right there. Kind of retraced about 50% of that range, but held and then bounced today. So it's doing okay. I would like to have seen a green candle on it. It's gonna be a wild one probably for a while until we figure out what's going on with it. But it could be pretty interesting there. NTZ. Yeah, interesting right there. Nat2Z Spa. So big move on that one. Let's see if that can huge candle on that one today. Penny stock, but let's see if we can get over these levels right here. A little bit of an upper shadow there, but a great move intraday today. And TTMP. So waiting for data to come through today. Yeah, big volume, big push on that one today as well. Again, another penny name right there. So just be careful. Just see if it might pull back to your cloud and try to work its way up there. XSPA. Just be careful. I mean, unless you like trading penny stocks, I mean, it could be really risky. XSPA. Inside day there too. So just kind of see if it's going to consolidate here for you. Maybe give you kind of this range, and then see if it breaks out one way or the other on that one. And then LK. That is a penny stock now. Just be careful with this one. Right, this is going to be delisted eventually right here. Some huge volume coming in. It is holding on to the ADMA here, but traders are trying to have fun with it. Some big volume coming in recently, but just something to keep an eye on right there. So a little inside day today. It might be kind of out for the count. GOO, what's going on? FTNT. Let's see. A little bit down right there, but it's still holding on to the 21 day. WWE. Sorry, a little bit slow data coming in here. Bit of a pullback there, the 21-day 2, see if that holds. Twilio, hanging in there as well. So, great move since earnings, right? It's definitely hanging in there. So see if we can get above that G line maybe with some volume. D-Dog. A little bit of a pullback today, so decent candle yesterday, upper shadows, so but back into that range. So see this range that we got going here and here. So it's back into range. So hopefully you can hold that ADMA and then continue to work its way up. And then MS. Pretty decent this one today. I remember this had a decent little move at the close. But again, the finance sector has been a little bit rough, but this did reclaim a good portion of that inside day range. So that's a good one on that one. And then Work still kind of hanging in there after earnings. Double inside day so far, but it's back into this prior chop zone. So it's kind of like, everything's great. And then now just go back into this blah area right here. So just be careful with Work on that one. DA, my pleasure. Yeah, Abhishek, AMC. So this one had earnings after hours. So let's see. It looks like it's up about like 15 cents. They actually had bad earnings, but it's up a little bit on it. So maybe they're just maybe good guidance about people returning to movie theaters potential. So see how that goes. The next Okta. Yeah, a little rough right there, right? So a little bit of a rough move on that one. Below the 21 day with some good volume. We'll put that on the bearish radar for tomorrow. See how that goes. Software just couldn't play catch up to the semis today. Reed, what's going on? KL. Yeah, I like it. So nice move there. It's kind of hanging on there into the cloud. Really actually could be working on a really large bull flag, right? Which means that, hey, this thing could potentially work its way up, back into the 50s and see what it does. See if you can break out over these levels. I think this could be a good line. That 200-day moving average could be a line. So if we get some volume over there, see if we can work its way up. That could be very interesting. Rochelle, no hum for you? Okay, cool. So, and Heather, you don't hear hum? It might be your speakers or, the headset or something like that. It could just be just an accumulation of, it could be YouTube. If you guys are experiencing it, because sometimes the data transfer could be a little bit weird. Arnold, what's going on? WMG. Thank you, ladies. So Warner Music doing okay here after its IPO. Right here's your IPO high. It gave a nice spike over that one right here. So you got a little bit of a reversal candle here, a couple upper shadows. It's just kind of hanging in there. Not as inspiring, right, as some of the other ones. But I like that it's actually green instead of dropping like a lot of them do with IPOs there. And then speaking of Hertz. Let's talk about Hertz. So Hertz is actually pretty wild, right? So we're declaring bankruptcy, so let's go up, right? But huge, crazy inside day today on Hertz today. But yeah, Bank of America. It gave a great move, right? The financials had a great couple weeks here, and it's just kind of pulling back off the 200-day. A little bit of a buy the dip today, though, intraday, though, which made it pretty nice. Spot. Still kind of hanging there. A little bit of a cloud breakout right there. Upper shadows, not very convincing, but it's doing okay. And Square. Square had a big move this morning. This popped up. This just screamed up this morning out of nowhere, and then it just kind of chopped around. So it's still kind of working on that bull flag type thing there too. So good. And then cost. Yep, so cost hanging in here as well. Actually, hold on one second. There. So cost a little bit of a pullback here today, which is crazy because Costco, I'm like forever bullish on this thing, but it's just kind of hanging in there. So maybe just a larger triangle type pattern. So blah on Costco. Anyway, good stuff, guys. DA, my pleasure. Gio, thanks so much. Have a great night. Everybody, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Great discussion today. I love the conversation this week on talking about volume. And I also really appreciate everybody with your questions and chart requests. Decreasing incremental. Yeah, so it's decreasing, right? So they're just it's going down with lower volume. So that's good. So Costco, all-time highs. Yeah, I'm always bullish on Costco, but it's a really tough one to trade. But it's kind of one of those ones that you have in like a portfolio. It's like it's just a good company. Yeah, they're always rocking it. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. But decreasing volume, pulling back on decreasing volume, we like it. So that could be a nice pullback. But it's not really trending. It's just kind of sideways, but kind of blah. So good. Ankit, thanks so much for taking your time teaching me something new every day. Thank you for such an amazing teacher, for all your great lessons. Thanks, Ankit. Thanks for being such a great supporter too. I appreciate it. It's those type of comments and support that really, I really like. That keeps me going because I'm like, hey, this is helping people and stuff like that. And I get great, DMs and comments and all that stuff. So when people are succeeding and doing well, so that's good. So I really appreciate it. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification button. And whether you're new here or not, definitely hit the like button. We always appreciate that. And be sure to check out the links in the description. Yeah, definitely hit the like button. We always appreciate that. So good stuff. I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys soon.